seen them do it before, and they've done it again, almost to a huge amount of success, but unfortunately they just weren't able to get over the line. I'm sad. If you saw on Twitter, I was the sole survivor in the XO hype train, but unfortunately that got derailed quite quickly. And here we are, though. Wait, apart from Reject and XO, we got the MRC Season 6 rematch. Pirates up against AAAd. This is one of those matches that I think a lot of people have been hyped up for.
Yeah, and one that I feel like comes pretty early in this bracket here. This is maybe one I was expecting in another round or two, so already getting treated to this one, but definitely unfinished business between these two teams, and maybe it's a little bit of that outside-the-box thinking that could help AAAd find a way to take some maps here. We do see Gambit, of course, taken away from both sides of the board first. No big shocker there. Pirates do not want to take on the Elsa Bloodstone, the raid boss here, so she is off the table for AAAd, and they're both going to save Mantis, so, you know, we've seen a lot of damage boosts across the board, a lot of damage boost comps, so no shocker teams are going to want to save Mantis, but right now, both sides of the board looking pretty similar in this draft.
Yeah, but Mantis has been the more constant save for a lot of these teams. I mean, we saw it first in Asia, then it started to spread to other regions, because Mantis is just that very, very consistent hero that you can always rely on. Maybe you get away with the Vibrant Vitality team up with the Mantis, the Loki, and the Groot, but sometimes you can't really get access to that, but Pirates do. They'll be able to secure it for themselves. We'll see what AAAd have to respond to this. They've taken away the Daredevil while Pirates take away the Invis, so there's a little bit of deviation coming in from here, but now it looks to be AAAd just taking away the Invisible Woman completely, so we'll see what kind of composition decide to go for, because Invisible Woman being off the table means that White Fox is going to be a little more influential. Maybe even the Luna Snow. Maybe you see the Luna Snow White Fox team up as well. AAAd, on the other hand, will get that one-sided Daredevil, and that scouting potential is already through the roof right now for AAAd.
Yeah, and you know, still on the table here, no Loki ban from Pirates yet, so AAAd could also secure it if they choose to skip out on that last ban here. A lot of things on the table here that they could potentially ban, but I do like to look at the Invis ban. You know, a strategist, kind of an all-arounder, can fit into a lot of compositions, but Pirates gonna take away the Ultron as their last ban here, so no overhead damage boosting for AAAd, but again, that Mantis save coming in big for both sides, and they will take the one-sided Daredevil into this matchup as well. Illicit locking that in almost right away. No big shocker there, but Dan, you're 100% right. We've got some White Fox on the table here, maybe a little bit of Karmic Revival focus, and of course Tuba has the Vanpool. It is open, so you know Tuba is going to pick that right back up here.
Yeah, and most notably, Jeff also sliding through the ban draft. So that is another option that both Pirates and AAAd could rely on. I'm seeing Quasit already on it. Quasit just being able to get access to the Vanguard Deadpool team up, also access to the Symbiote Shenanigans thanks to the Venom being available, means that Quasit on the Jeff can run this character in a two-strategist composition, but with Rocco and Winsker rocking the Mantis and the White Fox, it's just going to be a lot more healing for AAAd. Maybe you can see Quasit going towards the backline, maybe going for a flank potential, maybe along the lines of No Smite, just be that walking little health pack that shout out to Team Heretics have been calling the Jeff quite lately, but whereas Pirates, though, will run that damage boosting composition, Vital on the Ultron, Hoodie on the Mantis, just maybe supercharge return on the Psylocke, but Kaidi is going to open things up with the portal. We'll see what position they decide to take.
Yeah, no hesitation from Pirates here as we get underway. Welcome to Hell's Heaven, map number 1 for this matchup here. Currently the Untouchables, the Pirates in action, already on the capture point here. Kaidia does get that portal up and running, so Pirates all on the point and ready for a brawl here, but not a ton of pushback from AAAd. They are kind of circling around the point here. You can see them all kind of taking some different positions, maybe for a pincer attack here. Vital does get the Ultron here. They ban that away from AAAd, so like you said, Dan, full damage boost here. Pirates really going to rely on return on that Psylocke here, and already paying dividends. Tuba taking out a very quick pick for Pirates.
Yeah, then Pirates want to keep that momentum going. Pirates even committed the portal early, so they really want to win this first fight, and they might even just get it with 2 quick picks. Vital takes out Winsker, Aztec follows up with No Smite, and that's what you want to see from Pirates, just coming in swinging. AAAd, they've got their warm-up games in. They 3-0'd Rival not too long ago, and now they're coming in trying to take down Pirates. This is their 4th attempt, but we'll see if that's going to turn out, because AAAd right now are already in the back foot.
Yeah, just no ability for AAAd to get in there and really scrap in a full-on team fight. Very quick picks from both Return and Vital to at least kind of, you know, put a little bit of damper on AAAd's parade here to start things off. A little bit of chaos here on the point as No Smite on the Venom does move in here. Gonna get some symbiotic resilience going to try and give AAAd an anchor here. But of course, Pirates, the one raising the anchor and setting sail. They are already almost to 50% of the way captured here, and plenty of tools in the tank here for them. Hammer coming out onto Vital, comes down, and the rage of Ultron rains down on AAAd, but the only rage here is the rage of Matt Murdock. Illicit on the move on that Daredevil, and a Soul Resurgence coming in from Rocco. Overhead, though, Airmail, Eye of Agamotto from Kaidia. Not too big, though, not a ton of value off of that one, and AAAd will play right on through. They are definitely looking for a little bit more threat to the capture progress here. Winsker gonna try to even the odds for Pirates here, but they will trade it. One for one. Illicit sent back to spawn for now.
Illicit's Devil Out just gets thrown right back into himself. AAAd, they've had a chance to get any sort of momentum, but unfortunately just weren't able to follow through on that initial fight. And AAAd, they need to find something fast. We're reaching Final Fight territory. Blink and you miss it, we're already here.
Yeah, I mean, 80-90% Pirates are, you know, sails full mast here and on the move for this Pirate squad. They do not have any tools in the tank here. AAAd gonna try to have to find an answer here, but you're right, it felt like they had a little bit of an advantage here and they just did not press it. Maybe they weren't too confident in the positioning. I'm not 100% sure, but we are already in some OT here. Checkpoint number 1 about to go Pirates' way if AAAd cannot find an answer here. Tuba on the move on that Deadpool again, trying to look for that Banhammer charge. Return goes down, the Windsor on the White Fox will find one to start things off. AAAd, good looks here under overtime as they'll take down Fun as well. Tuba's Deadpool on the move here. Kumiho being unleashed by Windsor, and AAAd managed to get the point here. They will save it in OT.
Yeah, Windsor gets to one side of Kumiho Unleashed. There's no response on the side of Pirates. They had 0 ultimates to counter it, and Pirates will have to concede it, so AAAd will start to climb up on the board. We'll see what Pirates decide to try to go for. Vital is close to the Rage of Ultron, so that's going to at least create space for Pirates to go on in. AAAd do have the Deadpool ultimate available as well. Quasit on the It's Jeff as well being available, but Rocco also having access to that last stand very soon could mean devastation, but Pirates get their offensive ultimates first, and they decide to rip right on through of AAAd. Pirates should be able to get this flip down, and can AAAd get that portal down to try to extend this fight?
Yeah, I mean, No Smite taken right out of the equation. Their umbrella completely shut down, and that opens the door for Pirates to take out the rest of them, though he swaps over to the Strange and gets the portal up and running, so AAAd back on the point. Quasit looking for the It's Jeff here, looking for some victims in the water here. Windsor will find another one on the White Fox here. That's Vital going back to spawn on the Ultron here. Portal wide open, and that does give AAAd another opportunity to get back in the driver's seat here, but it is touch and go here. Eye of Agamotto from Kaidia shut down
canceled
very quickly there. Canceled out, sent back down to 50% all charge as overtime a second away, but AAAd managed to make the flip yet again. A miracle play for them, but Pirates are here and ready to try and take it right back.
Without a single ultimate on AAAD's side, they only committed the Deadpool ultimate. Their ultimates are starting to come back up. Fun even going into the Worldbreaker Hulk, trying to, at the very least, stall on the point, but with AAAD already flipping it over, Pirates are trying to turn the tide again.
Yeah, it is quite a tug of war here, you know, AAAd dangling off the edge of the cliff, but not ready to take the fall just yet here. Hoodie will find one onto Rocco on the Mantis. Windsor goes for the Kumiho, sent back to human form, and shut down right away. Kaidia on the Strange here, and that will close it out. A first point for Pirates, but definitely AAAd getting some licks in there at the end.
Yeah, AAAd did put up a fight there. It did look like Pirates were gonna... They looked like they were about to shut out AAAd, but AAAd off of a clutch portal, off of the one side... what? Kaidia. Come on, man. I touted you as one of the best vanguards in Asia, and you decide to press the Q button inside the spawn room. I'm
staring at the screen, Slackjawed. I don't even know what to say.
I'm at a loss for words. Kaidia got a little too trigger happy. Shout out to Nocta from Reason Gaming. He got legendary, and now Kaidia decides to let the eye out. And now we head into round number 2 without an Eye of Agamotto on Kaidia. We'll see if they're able to get themselves out of this rut that they're in. We'll see, because first fight is always the most important part here.
Very, very true. Definitely going to set the pace for the rest of this second sub-map here. Pirates grab that first checkpoint, and they're already back through the portal and ready for a brawl here. So all gas and no brakes. But again, AAAd, making a little bit of a comeback. It is so hard to take a point away from this Pirate squad once they get control of it. So good looks for them here, but definitely going to have to find some more fuel for the fire here if they want to take this from Pirates.
Yep, and a lot of space given over to Pirates, and Pirates are just gonna take even more with Vital in return, stacking up their damage ultimates to just wipe out AAAd. They do get an extra trade onto return, but Pirates will get on the board and start getting that momentum up. AAAd on the other side, though, they do have ultimates coming up, but we'll see if it's going to be enough to, at the very least, make space. Pirates, with a lack of ultimate economy, just have to go for the close hold, try to force AAAd to ultimates away from the mission area, and we'll see how long Pirates are able to hold them there, because Hoodie and Aztec both have their ultimates available.
Yeah, I mean, Pirates, they look for it at any advantage they can find, and they will press it to the ends of the earth here, and that's put them back in the driver's seat in this matchup yet again here. Almost 35% of the way captured towards the second point and their first map in this best-of-5 series. But like you said, Dan, AAAd bringing a lot of tools to the table here. Plenty of options for them to try to get in here and take this fight. If they can take one a little bit earlier, then we're looking at a lot more competitive of a sub-map number 2 here. But AAAd not finding the angle they want yet, holding everything they possibly can. Guards played so close to their chest here. Tuba on the banhammer to start things off, looking for a surprise here. Fun in a little bit of trouble there, but Hoodie's got the Soul Resurgence ready to go here. Now AAAd gonna empty the bank account here. Overhead, the Insong Inferno and the Meteor M as well, but Pirates have plenty to respond with. Aztec goes for the second Soul Resurgence here, so back-to-back Pirates under that umbrella of Soul Resurgence. Plenty of overheal for them here. AAAd cannot find a way in the door here. Rocco does go for the Wolf, but can't quite break through, and a Dance of the Butterflies as well for return here. Get that zoning potential and find those KOs. Rocco and No Smite walking it back from spawn as Pirates 85% and looking to close this thing out pretty early.
Oh, Pirates and AAAd just dump everything, but return perfectly times the Dance of the Butterfly. And that just meant that AAAd just had no counter. And now, with overtime surely coming up, maybe someone is there to touch. Tuba's going to try to go in, but the portal thankfully is there in time. Kaidia now has the Eye of Agamotto. Surely he doesn't use it in his own spawn this time around. We'll see if it comes a clutch here.
Surely it'll help out here. No Smite over onto the Captain America as well. We've seen a little bit of his cap, and it is solid. Kaidia goes for the high ground, goes for Illicit, and finds the target here. Psylocke shut down, and the damage potential for AAAd taking a bit of a nosedive into this all-important last fight. Again, overtime already for Pirates. 0 to 99 so far. Strangling Prison from Fun to try and finish the job here. The lights go out for AAAd. One left on board here. They are all back in spawn, and OT ticks away. Pirates take checkpoint 2, 0 to 100, and they will take Hell's Heaven.
Hey, Pirates are never punished. They are just never punished. You can use any ult and spawn all you want, and they'll still win out the round in the end. What a showing from Pirates. Just absolute dominance coming in. AAAd, on the other hand, they did get some chances to come back into this game, but Pirates just look locked in. That ult dump from both sides and then Pirates coming out on top was absolutely huge. Whoever came out after all of those ultimates being used for that single fight would just have a ton of advantages going into the next fight, and Pirates were able to do just that. Return, shoutouts to him for being able to hold on to Dance of the Butterfly until all of those other ultimates that AAAd had at their arsenal were thrown to the wayside, and with Return coming in, 11 final hits, 22,000 damage, predominantly on that Psylocke pick as well, just meant that Pirates, they can do no wrong. AAAd, they need to find something to try to claw themselves back in. They were the ones to take a map off Pirates. They were the last team to take a map off, so we'll see if they're able to get the repeat down, but right now, Pirates, they're looking smooth sailing right now, and there's really nothing stopping them at this current moment.
Yeah, I mean, maybe on submap number 1, a little bit of choppier waters for a little bit against AAAd, but Pirates come together and lock it down. At the beginning of this matchup, we said we talk a lot about the team compositions and the team building abilities for these squads, and you see it in Pirates, a very clear win condition, a very clear hero to enable to, drive the engine of this entire thing, and that, of course, is that Psylocke. They get those damage boosts in, plenty of work on Dance of the Butterflies, not just in KOs, but in that zoning potential as well, and Pirates, a team, again, that loves to press that advantage, and it is so difficult to wrest a capture point away from them once they're in control of it. You see all of that in action here as they will very comfortably take, again, another domination map, a game mode that they excel at almost every single time. So, no big surprises here from Pirates on map number 1, but AAAd, there's some good looks in there, definitely some potential, but they just need to find a way to harness it.
Yeah, right now I'm gonna say that maybe don't give Pirates the Loki and the Mantis. I feel like that was a slight blunder on AAAD's side, but we're gonna go to a break. We'll see what AAAD decide to cook up for map number 2, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Well, so far, clear skies and mostly smooth waters for Pirates as they take map 1 in this best of 5 over AAAd. And Dan, there were a little bit of good looks from AAAd, especially on checkpoint number 1, but still trying to find an answer as they have, multiple times they've scrapped with this Pirates team. What's the play here in terms of map 2?
I mean, it's the play that every single Asian team has been going for. If you lose map 1, what map do you choose? It's probably going to be Museum of Contemplation. If AAAd choose something else, it's going to be out of the ordinary, because the last time AAAD and Pirates played against each other, Pirates won map 1, which gave AAAD the map pick, and they chose Museum attack side first, like every other team has been doing throughout the entire group stage, and we saw it in the playoffs. Those past 2 best of 5s, map 2 has been that Museum, so I wouldn't be surprised if we go to Museum of Contemplation. We'll see what the plan is for AAAD, because you don't just have the option to pick the convoy maps, you also have the option to pick a convergence map in map 2. So,
Yeah, I mean, you know, Museum definitely has been a common counterpick choice for these teams, so no doubt we're going to be taking another night at the Museum here. Maybe feels like a whole century at the Museum at this point, but yeah, you know, we see Museum of Contemplation, a lot of times it feels like teams really get held up at that first checkpoint. You see so many long overtime battles right in front of that first door. Tonight, we've seen a lot more Museum of Contemplation than we're used to, so yeah, maybe going to be looking at heading there next as, like you said, you know, definitely been a comfort choice for AAAd. I want to see a little more cohesion in the team building. You know, that first team composition from Pirates, clearly damage boost revolving around Return Psylocke and Return putting in the word KO feed multiple times, and unfortunately we are wrong. It is going to be Central Park. We got some convergence here on map 2.
Okay, so this is different coming in from AAAd. They decide, hey, we're the best of 5. We got one more chance. If we lose this map, we got one more chance to pick a different map, and they go for convergence here in map number 2. So we'll see. Surely AAAd had been cooking something in the background while we were taking our 2 weeks off right after the group stage. So we'll see what AAAd have cooked up. Right now, though, I think the biggest concern for AAAd is to maybe not let that Loki Mantis through, because well, one-sided Vibrant Vitality is almost always a GG go next for the losing side, so AAAd, they might have to prioritize banning out that Loki maybe towards the middle of the ban draft, because that's probably your best bet. But then again, with Invisible Woman being a more common ban coming in from both teams and just in this region as a whole, it's gonna be a big question mark for AAAd. Do they want to prioritize taking away the Invisible Woman to just get rid of that constant, stable healing from any sort of team? Or do you go for the Loki to try to take away that Vibrant Vitality team up and maybe try to make the Mantis pick a little less influential in terms of how you want to build these team compositions? Because we'll see what happens here in the ban draft, but surely it's going to be a Gambit mirror ban. You don't want to give Kaidia the Gambit team up if he does pilot the Rogue, because that's going to be devastating. But AAAd, so far, so good. Pirates, on the other hand, it's probably going to be an Elsa ban into the Mantis save, so nothing too crazy just yet. Yeah,
I definitely feel like you said, you know, Mantis or Loki. Oh, interesting.
That's not Mantis.
Save.
That's a one-sided Mantis for AAAd.
Surely here, yeah.
No, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
And you can't. Oh, whoa! They changed it the last.
No, they got one more ban. They got one more ban.
True. They've got some save space here to make it happen. Yeah, I mean, you know, you're 100% right. You know, Mantis or Loki definitely going to be a big focus here in the draft phase, especially like you said in the back half for AAAd. As we saw, you know, Mantis, Loki working together, 2 soul resurgences that Pirates are fighting under in one of those last team fights. They will not have access to that though this time. Mantis off the table for Pirates, and the Pirates will take the one-sided invis here.
AAAd surely get the one-sided, or sorry, not the one-sided, but surely the save onto the Loki. So it's going to be AAAd's turn on the Vibrant Vitality team up. Pirates going to save Groot this time around. So there's a lot of adjustments coming in from both sides. I mean, Pirates did take a somewhat convincing 2-0 win, but AAAd are definitely doing a lot of curveballs right now, especially with that ban on the Wolverine. Means that AAAd could get away with a triple Vanguard setup here.
Yeah, a lot of changes, and especially from the side of Pirates, you know, a lot of times when a team wins so convincingly right out of the gate, you don't expect them to change a ton about their strategy, but, you know, Pirates trying to stay 1 or 2 steps ahead here. That's what's put them in this position, what's led them to an undefeated streak throughout the group stage, and for them, hopefully, will carry them to another win here. AAAd will take the Loki save as their last one here. So they do have access to Mantis, Loki, some pretty interesting stuff on the table for them. But yeah, definitely interested in the Wolf ban as well. There's a lot of changes here and a lot of different things we're looking at going into this map. But I like that both teams staying versatile with it and trying to adjust their strategy based on the map. They don't want to force what won't work for them, and Pirates definitely not happy to just sit on their laurels and play this thing out.
Yeah, well, a little surprise with the Wolverine ban. Yeah, you take it away so that AAAd can facilitate a triple Vanguard, triple Strategist lineup if they so choose to do that. Probably not going to be the case. It has been slowly declining in popularity throughout the entirety of this Ignite season so far. Whereas Pirates, though, what kind of composition do you go for? You're on the defensive side. It's likely going to be the Loki and the Adam Warlock going to be locked and loaded on the side of Pirates. So it's going to really be the win condition of Vital on this Adam Warlock Aztec to potentially get a copy off with the God of Mischief, maybe onto the Karmic Revival or maybe onto Hoodie, who's running that Invisible Woman. Whereas AAAd, they've got that Vibrant Vitality team up, but both sides do have access to that Loki pick. So we'll see how they decide to facilitate it here. Tuba's channeling the portal. Can Pirates find a way to shut it down?
Yeah, it's going to be an early attack here from AAAd, going straight for that high ground right over the arena where they'll fight it out for this first capture point. Map number 2, Central Park, here in the heart of New York City, and AAAd looking to usurp Dracula's throne here to start off. Pirates will defend first, and I like the looks from them, of course. That Loki Adam, they've got some really good targets for those God of Mischiefs here, but AAAd already on the move here. They do get some pressure in and are able to at least plant feet on the capture point here, but it is going to be quite an uphill battle for them as they look for some kind of opening to get things rolling.
Yeah, the spawn has been flipped, so Pirates don't have a great place to retreat towards because AAAd are kind of just blocking them right in their face. They're going to take over the small room now, so if Pirates do want to try to get into the small room, they're going to have to brute force their way in, and it works out. Pirates just take over AAAd in this first fight. They don't even get a single section of the mission area, and Pirates will come out on top here in this first fight.
Yeah, and already going to press up here. Kaidia going to look for some pressure. The rest of Pirates going to flutter in behind here. They are going to look to buy themselves some more time. Almost a minute 30 already taken off the board here, and no progress for AAAd. Aztec from all the way back there finds the White Fox as well. A solid pick to slow things down even more for AAAd, and that kind of feels like the name of the game here, right? Dig your claws in and just grind them down to a halt, and Pirates doing exactly that.
I mean, AAAd did have a chance to win out in that first fight. They used the portal, fanned out, tried to take as much space as possible, but then Pirates just, with raw mechanical skill, just take over the space that they initially lost, and now AAAd are struggling to make some sort of rotation plays going. You saw them go towards the right side of the map from Pirates' POV, but Pirates were just able to pick them off to pieces, and now AAAd, you're in a tough situation because Vital is getting closer and closer to that Karmic Revival. Aztec could even copy it if he so chooses to. So AAAd really need to be careful in using their resources, because if they use too much, Pirates can just clap right back.
Yeah, and one resource they're running out of time here. A minute and 30 as the ults start to fly. Strangling Prison from Fun will find plenty of AAAd. Eye of Agamotto comes through from Tuba. We'll find a couple, but no follow-up here from AAAd. Soul Resurgence from Rocco on the table. Meanwhile, Hoodie's got him on an invisible boundary here. Plenty of damage, though, from Illicit. Overhead, gotta watch the end song Inferno, and the KO feed painted red here as AAAd will return fire. But of course, there's more where that came from. Karmic Revival number 1 coming in from Vital. All of Pirates back up and running here. They are in a bit of a pinch, but they are coming back here. Rocco off the board here, but Winsker over onto the Adam Warlock as well. So another Karmic Revival number 2. Aztec, meanwhile, God of Mischief being used to get the invisible boundary to give them a little bit of extra sustain here and try to keep heals planted on this point. AAAd definitely battling through a lot of reses here. No Smite will find one. Vital going to return fire 1 for 1 here as AAAd grab one tick, and they are looking to keep things rolling.
Yeah, but Agamotto's being threatened by Kaidia. He's gonna go up to the sky. The greens come out just in time, but Quasid still goes down. So Pirates are able to get a foothold onto the site thanks to some clutch Karmic Revivals coming in from both sides, but in the end, it's going to be Pirates that are coming out on top here as AAAd are running out of time. Duba needs to get that portal in fast if he even gets it down in time.
Yeah, and they can portal and Eye of Agamotto back to back here, but they might not make it. Picked off yet again here. Return finds Illicit. They can barely walk to the capture point here. We are going to go into some overtime. I don't think they actually portaled yet, so maybe still on the board here as that overtime meter is completely full. Eye of Agamotto from Tuba here will find a couple members of Pirates, but overhead, and the rest of AAAd cannot follow up on it there. Blue in the KO feed here as Pirates will clear off the point. One tick for AAAd, and that is all Pirates need to do to take Central Park.
Yeah, I mean, Pirates were holding onto their ultimates for so long, right? They had the ultimate economy that entire fight. They had the advantage. AAAd committed their ultimates to try to wipe them out, but Pirates, with the clutch Karmic Revival coming in from Vital, just completely nullified the combo that AAAd used onto them, and Pirates were able to just clap them right back. And what perfect timing to do it when AAAd were starting to get flustered. They started to get a little anxious. They had to go for a desperation portal of all things, and with no strategist ultimate to bring safe passage through the portal meant that Pirates, they just had to fan out. They just had to spread out, just constrict the space that AAAd wanted to go for, and Pirates were just able to shut them down with this quick and easy ult dump.
Yeah, I mean, you know, from every angle AAAd was approaching, like the beginning where they flipped spawn, they had Pirates kind of back against the wall. They just play right on through. Cool heads prevail here for the Pirates. They will hold AAAd to just a single tick of progress on that first capture point. So, you know, it's going to be kind of an all-out brawl here from the start. There are some swaps coming through from Pirates right now. They've got 3 Vanguards on deck ready to go. Vital over onto the Punisher. So they're going to be looking to just run this thing right down the middle and close out this map extremely early. A lot of confidence here for this Pirates team and plenty of momentum too.
There might be a bit of poking coming in from Pirates. They're going to try to let the Vanguards soak as much damage as possible, have Vital just provide that extra damage, but the most important thing is Aztec and Hoodie to get those ultimates up and ready to go as quick as you can. I think Hoodie isn't really doing much of the healing right now. It's all on Aztec. He's already at 40% and climbing. Pirates surely are going to get the copy with the Eternal Bond and just allow Pirates to just force themselves their way in before Windsor even has his Karmic Revival up.
Yeah, I mean, it is a steamroller here moving towards AAAd. Nothing will stop this Pirates team from getting their checkpoint. Aztec goes for the Eternal Bond here and right down onto the capture point. Lots of breathing room for Pirates to get in there and take this point. Vital stunned out for the time being. Kaidi will find one on the thing, though. Rocco sent all the way back to spawn. And that Mantis is a long way from the fight unfolding here. Windsor going low on the Adam Warlock as well. Illicit's got the Insong Inferno ready to go. Crashes down and will find one. Aztec sent back to spawn, so a good look here for AAAd as Vital also walking it back to spawn. Kaidia will follow him to the grave here as AAAd bite back. They'll push Pirates off the point.
That was a clever plan coming in from Pirates, letting Aztec do all the healing so that he gets the first ultimate guaranteed. But AAAd were able to hold their ground. Pirates weren't able to get a single percentage point here as AAAd were able to make it happen. Pirates are looking to go back to the drawing board, try to adjust to something else. Hoodie does have ultimate coming up, so we'll see if this time around the space provided by a Cloak and Dagger ultimate will be valuable this time around.
Yeah, looking for the true Eternal Bond here to come in clutch for Pirates. Fun caught out a little bit there on a stun, but will play right on through, and they've got some tools. The question is, do they have the talent here to make this happen for Pirates? Eternal Bond coming out yet again here. Second verse, same as the first. Eye of Agamotto from Tuba will find the duelists for Pirates here. Return and Vital stun now. They will survive, though, as AAAd, again, gonna start scrapping here on the point. No smite. Last little bit of health for the Hulk will go over to the World Breaker, but it's blue in the KO feed again. Pirates come on big here, though. AAAd gonna start fighting back here. Windsor got that the Karmic Revival, ready to go here. AAAd back up in full force. Final judgment from Vital, trying to make it the final push for Pirates here to at least grab this first tick, but slowly that time starting to tick away here. AAAd wasting Pirates time. They will survive through so much here, but Return finally gets some hits in on the Daredevil here. Vital on the shotgun as well, takes down Illicit, and a whole bunch of AAAd gonna be walking it back from spawn. Tuba offline for 10 seconds. No way to get a Doctor Strange portal here, and no bodies to hold this thing down. Pirates will take map number 2.
1, 2, 0.
I don't even know how to make out of that entire fight. Pirates and AAAd were just going in, guns blazing, but the mechanics coming in from Pirates, I feel like, just separated the two. Pirates just speed running their way through this best of 5. Already they're at match point. I really like that play coming in from Pirates on that initial first fight as well, letting Aztec do all that healing, letting Hoodie just relax a little bit, but also the awareness for Fun and Kaidia, and also Return to make sure that they don't take too much damage to put themselves in a dangerous situation. And that's all they had to do, right? They just soak up the damage, let Asset get all the ult charge that he needs, and then go in. Unfortunately, it didn't work out the first time around, but then when Hoodie went in for it, it was a little bit better. Although AAAd, I gotta give props to them as well for just holding their ground throughout that entire fight as well, making sure that Whisker is able to get that ultimate down in time. Did go for a really clutch ultimate, but unfortunately they just weren't able to follow through afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like, you know, AAAd definitely asking Pirates some questions here, pushing them to the limits, but some very quick adjustments at the last second let Pirates get on through. You know, we saw that first push on offense did not go Pirates' way. AAAd able to bite back a little bit and buy themselves some time, but again, you know, this Pirates team so versatile, so quick to adapt. They made the changes necessary, and that was what helped them open that door to take Central Park here and take map number 2. So again, great looks from AAAd. There's a lot of bright spots in here, but again, Pirates just have the answers around every single turn.
And we'll see if they have an answer for map number 3. You never know, third time's the charm, but we'll see if the AAAd are able to follow through on that saying. But again, we're gonna go to a short break. We'll be back and see what AAAd decide to choose on. So we'll be right back.
Dracula wishes to reclaim my city. You call yourselves New York's guardians. Now is the time to prove it. Thank you very much. Slice and dice. Ancestral sword. Strike! Taste cold steel. Time to make the undead dead again. Curse thee, vile creature! Perhaps I'll give you the key to the city after this.
I shall feast on your bones! Ratatoster? What did Dracula do to you? You've got to fight, girl!
You truly believe yourself my equal? Pathetic. You have my thanks, but your vigilante antics have violated the law. You're under arrest.
Welcome back, and now Pirates still have not dropped a map this preseason, already here on match point up against AAAd, and AAAD again definitely asking Pirates a lot of the right questions, but Pirates so many answers at their disposal.
I mean, we saw a wildly different approach to the ban draft from Pirates and AAAd, both of them really making a lot of adjustments. I wouldn't be surprised if AAAD and Pirates do even more of that, as AAAD, this was about expected. Convoy is the only game mode left in the map pool right now before we reset, if we do go to a map 4 scenario. So AAAD, Convoy's left, What better way than to settle it on the Museum of Contemplation? You never know what could happen on there. Maybe we see a full hold, maybe we see a full push, maybe we see something in between. You never know. We've seen every single aspect of the museum at this point, because holy crap, these teams here in Pacific Asia have been really loving that museum.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it in the other regions too. Saw it a couple times in the Americas and EMEA, but yeah, it definitely seems to be one of the go-to counter picks here in the Asia region. And you're right, it does kind of open Pandora's box of not really knowing what you're gonna get. I usually put my money on either we're gonna see a full hold or we're gonna see a push all the way up to the end. It almost feels like, you know, in between occasionally, but yeah, you know, AAAd, they did a lot of things right on Central Park. They made a lot of solid plays that, you know, impressed us, but Pirates seem to be able to play through everything and, you know, lots of quick adjustments. And, you know, we were talking about it during the break, but like, I need to see the Loki POV on that last push from Pirates, because the ult charge, you know, Loki definitely a faster ult charge, but that was insane.
Yeah, that was like record speed. I think I clocked the timer. It was like 40 seconds. It took him 40 seconds to get that ultimate. We're in Season 7. The ultimate generation got nerfed by 20%, and you're still getting it in 40 seconds? That is absolutely insane. And that's the microplays coming in from Pirates as well. This is something that they've been cooking up on their own. AAAd, however, they need to find something, because right now, Pirates, they have their game plan down, and they also have that X factor, the clutch factor. That is something that we don't really talk about too much in other aspects of Ignite, and that's really where it comes down to. If you're able to disrupt that flow of the battle, things can get wildly crazy, especially at the professional level, but something that's not going to be crazy is going to be that Gambit Mirror Man.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of the same look here to start off the draft phase. And yeah, I'm with you, Dan. I mean, looking at this Pirates team, you know, whether it's moment to moment, whether they're playing in the clutch or it's just kind of in between in the neutral, it feels like they are always thinking 2-3 steps ahead. What can they do to put themselves one leg up over their opponents? How can they prepare for, you know, expect the unexpected? And that definitely has led them to so many map wins here, so many big series wins, and they are looking to make this one yet another mark in the Pirates ledger here as we go to match point Museum of Contemplation. Envious save for Pirates right after they ban out the Elsa. Of course, one-sided Mantis yet again for AAAd, but Pirates not going to let him get access to the Loki either. I want to say maybe AAAd might go for a Loki ban here. That definitely helped out Pirates last map.
It depends. It depends if Pirates follow through on this Groot save. They do, which means that AAAd do have a chance to take away the Loki as well. So it's likely going to be a mirror ban onto the Loki, but we'll see, because so far it's been, at least in the first half, it's been pretty much the same when you compare it to map number 2, but this second half is really where things can get really spicy, like that Doctor Strange ban, which means no portal combat available onto the side of Pirates.
Yeah, and it's a ban that we've seen come through a lot. You know, I feel like can be pretty devastating for some teams, and Pirates have used the portal. You know, and we've seen them rip the portal right away on a couple times now. So maybe looking to slow things down a little bit, try to take pace for themselves. If they're going to take the one-sided Strange here, I was not expecting that.
I don't think you had to save it. I feel like Pirates probably could have would have looked at banning away something more high priority in terms of what AAAd want to utilize, but alright, to each their own, I guess. AAAd do save the Doctor Strange one-sided. Pirates will finish out their ban by taking the Groot. And now, alright, well, the second half of ban draft, I said it was going to be wild, and they've certainly delivered on that statement.
Yeah, I mean, we move from kind of the same looks on the first few picks to absolute insanity here in the back half. Definitely not expecting a lot of these choices here. But, you know, again, like we said in the beginning, right, AAAd, this is, you know, multiple times now they've faced Pirates before, and we're looking for a little bit of that outside-the-box thinking, trying to find some new way of approaching this matchup, because you can't just fight them on even ground. You can't take it right to them. You gotta find a way to approach from an angle they aren't expecting. And AAAd have tried multiple times. You know, they've They've tried to flip the spawns. They've taken some interesting comps, some interesting picks in draft, and so far, Pirates have been able to sail right on through. So we are here now. Map number 3, match point for Pirates, looking to continue their undefeated streak here in the preseason, and they might just have it.
Yeah, I just love the evolution of this meta coming in, at least here in season 7.0. Because at the start of Ignite preseason, we saw a lot of dive, not much of anything else, not much poke, not much brawl, but as we progressed deeper and deeper, we saw more and more brawl comps to take a shape here as AAAd, they choose the attacking side first, they roll out on the Hulk, but it looks like they're going to just immediately switch it out to something else. So AAAd will start to get the Batmobile moving, but Pirates, on the other hand, will try to get control of this corner at the very least. AAAd are looking to make a lot of rotational plays. They're trying to go towards the right side of the map, try to get behind Pirates, get some sort of off-angle advantage opened up to themselves, but Pirates are pushing on forward. They get the soul bond down to try to get some of that extra space, and now AAAd, they've spread themselves out, but are they able to collapse in time?
Right, and we've seen them do this before. You know, we saw it on Central Park. They kind of rounded the arena where that first capture point is, and now going to be on the move here. Tuba got the banhammer down and ready to go here. Return in trouble on the Bucky here, pretty low, but they can't quite convert it here. AAAd still on the move. Here comes the Loki, all copies the invisible boundary for Pirates, so looking to try and dig their way out of this spawn here. Hoodie will find one onto Nosebite to open things up here, so Pirates find the first KO here, and they're going to look to hold this thing until the end.
Okay, Tuba switches over to the Emma Frost, says, okay, oh, all right, Hoodie. All right, Hoodie, pop off. You just get 2 random eliminations on the side, so AAAd gonna have to wait before they make their next attempt at a push through, but so far, not much adjustments coming in. AAAd are running the Mantis and the Ultron to try to supercharge Illicit on the Phoenix, try to get as many eliminations, as much damage as possible. But Whisker is there with the Rage of Ultron to try to open up some space here.
Get a little bit of this path carved open for AAAd to start making the push here. Batsmobile finally on the move and around the very first corner here, so they've at least dug their way out of the spawn. But yeah, I think this is maybe the first time we've seen AAAd have full access to the damage boosters here, the Ultron and the Mantis together. So definitely curious to see what they can make happen here. But Pirates are ready for a brawl here. And listen, goes overhead, Insong Inferno. Hoodie prepares for it, but it will find the dunk there. No Smite takes down Return on the Winter Soldier. Karmic Revival from Pirates coming in big here, and Return taken down again. Rocco on the move on this Mantis. We saw some big chaos from him earlier in the night, and now all ready to pick things up right where he left off. A minute 30 left to go, and AAAd finding a breakthrough.
AAAd still need to be careful, though. Pirates do have a devastating wombo combo, Strangling Prison into the Kraken Impact. We'll see if they're able to land that combo down. Tuba's going to try to delay it with the Silent Seduction. We'll see what Pirates decide to approach with, because Rocco goes in with the Soul Resurgence, because as soon as that expires, Quaz is going to have to follow up. Aztec's going to try to match it. Here goes that combo, but it looks like it's not going to get as much value here.
No, a big miss here from Pirates. Kind of an unexpected, uncharacteristic one. Vital sent back to spawn here as AAAd see a path forward here. They see a light at the end of the tunnel, at least towards checkpoint number 1. Winsker overhead. Rage of Ultron raining down, and nothing the Pirates can do about it. That is some zoning potential there for AAAd, pushing them back, and health bars for the Pirates go low here. That forces out Hoodie's invisible boundary just to try and keep them here, but in the middle of the chaos, AAAd make the checkpoint here. They'll get the time refresh back up to 3 minutes. Quite a scrappy brawl between the two of them, but AAAd way forward is open, and Tuba finding one here. No Smite, another one as Return tries to even things out for Pirates, but it's a 1 for 2, 1 for 3. Quasit on the move as well. The invisible woman here finding plenty of space in the KO feed.
That was a perfect invisible boundary from Hoodie, but no one on Pirates were able to capitalize. No one was able to touch the point in time, and AAAd just sneak away with a first point. Now with 2.5 minutes left in the time bank, it's not a lot of time for AAAd, but still getting to that first checkpoint just barely means that AAAd do have a chance to get some sort of momentum going. Return switches over from the Winter Soldier over to the Wolverine. But AAAd do have a lot of ultimates ready at their disposal. Duba can easily make space with that Silent Seduction, but Pirates are looking to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, and unfortunately, whiff off of the Meteor M here. Pirates trying to play through AAAd, have a bit of an ult advantage. Fun goes down. Rocco again on the move on this Mantis. Build different and plenty of KO feed space once again here for the strategist on AAAd. And what a play here so far in Museum of Contemplation. Already staring down the doors to checkpoint number 2. We might be looking at a fight all the way to the end of the track here.
I mean, second checkpoint is notoriously hard to cap if you're on the attacking side, but AAAd are looking to make it easy. Fun's going in with the Strangling Prison. It's good, but is the crash down perfect? It's going to take out Rocco, but no one else going down on AAAd means that they can still extend this fight. Winsker goes in with the Rage of Ultron. Kaidi is trying to soak up the damage, but with Aztec and Hoodie with their strategist ultimates at the ready, Quasid needs to be perfect with this invisible boundary timing.
And Tuba absolutely relentless there on the Emma Frost, chasing Vital all the way through the back rooms here of the Museum of Contemplation. 60 seconds on the clock for AAAd, and Rocco will find another one there. Critical headshot onto Vital, and Phoenix sat down for now as AAAd trying to regain some control amidst the chaos here. They are in a bit of a disadvantage. Not as many tools at their disposal. Quasit's got invisible boundary, and Winsker goes invisible on the Ultron, finding one from the sky here. Pirates did not know what hit him in the backline there as Aztec going to be walking it back. But again, AAAd, good looks here, 30 seconds, and they're looking for checkpoint 2.
Looks like a little bit of a misplay coming in from Pirates. Aztec going down there is already bad news. AAAd gets so close to the second checkpoint, but Aztec is able to respawn and get to the site in time to get that invisible boundary down. Whereas AAAd, they got the second cycle of the Ensong Inferno into the Silent Seduction. They're able to get the space, but can they capitalize? Sparks fly for Illicit. Return just dives on in to try to get some sort of clutch factor in, but Winziger with the Rage of Ultron should just seal the deal here if Hoodie is not able to get his ultimate in time.
Yeah, and the screen shakes, the ground quakes here for Illicit. Big procs here for the Spark stacks, for the Phoenix. Triple KO there for Illicit, finding a way through. They will grab this second checkpoint. 1:30 back on the clock, and AAAd win the fight in overtime. They have definitely gone on a tear here on offense. Almost unstoppable, it feels like, between Rocco and Illicit this map. It really feels like AAAd making a turnaround here.
Yeah, signs of life coming in from AAAd, right? They looked down and out in those first two maps. You could argue the first map got a little close, but Pirates just looked dominant in that second map on Central Park. But now in the museum, things are looking wildly different right now for AAAd. They're looking to get that full push down with Tuba taking down Fun. This fight could just go easily into AAAd's favor, but how much more can they take in terms of map space until Pirates find a way to claw right back?
Yeah, this is going to be particularly tricky in through here. Definitely probably not enough time to make it to the end, so it's probably going to be another overtime brawl here for AAAd, but that full damage boost comp absolutely nasty here for AAAd and has definitely helped them carve the way here for them to try and move to the very end. Pirates going to have a little bit of an advantage in this fight, but Illicit there going overhead, grabs some high ground advantage for this Phoenix here, but the Pirates got an onslaught ready to go here, the full armada ready to fight back as AAAd holding on to it.
We're about to see an ult dump coming in. Illicit starts things off with the Ensong Inferno. No Smite even popping the Meteor M to try to get some Wampo combo down. Here comes the response from Pirates. AAAd need to counter this to perfection, but with Winsker going down close to that Rage of Ultron means that AAAd are going to have to be in the back foot here.
Yeah, a huge asterisk on this fight. One body down for AAAd. They'll play on through, though. Illicit beats Vital in the 1v1 here. One Phoenix over another. Kaidia going so low. Overtime. Got to be careful here. Have to stay on the raft to keep this thing alive, to keep that overtime ticket away here. No Smite. We'll find one more on the Magneto here, and AAAd gunning it down the path here. They can see the finish line, but can they beat the Pirates one more time? Oh my goodness, another KO from Rocco, sniping out yet another one here. The aggro Mantis absolutely insane here on Museum.
But Winsger does have the Rage of Ultron. No one on Pirates have their ultimates at the ready. So once Winsger presses that cube, and everyone on Pirates need to run the hell away because nobody has any sort of response. Kaidia and Return both going down is already bad news for Pirates. AAAd just have to get themselves over the line here because Pirates are nowhere near any of their ultimates. AAAd surely complete the full push.
They gotta be careful though, just a second of overtime. Don't step off the raft, and no they don't. AAAd, overtime after overtime, they prevail, and they will clear Museum of Contemplation. Pirates, a team we've said so often has all the answers, but this time they cannot find a way to grind AAAd to a halt, and now definitely in danger here of taking this to a map 4.
Hey, the ball's now in Pirates' court. They can easily get a full push down and force an overtime scenario, but that's still a bit of a ways away, because right now we're about to start the second round. Pirates now their turn on the attacking side. Do they want to cook up something different for this attacking side? They've been using the Cloak and Dagger and the Loki combination in the backline. We'll see if they decide to go for it. I'd imagine Hoodie would want to stay on the Invisible Woman. I'm not gonna say anything about Pirates' lineup just yet. They're still in the attacking spawn. They're gonna take a few moments, but we gotta talk about AAAd and what they're deciding to run. Winsger on the Adam Warlock. They don't have access to the Loki, but that Adam Warlock could still come in clutch if he's able to get a good Karmic Revival down. So AAAd, they've got a chance to hold off Pirates' offense move here. But we'll see what Pirates decide to roll out on. Return's eyeing towards that Winter Soldier right now, so surely the win condition is either going to be the Strangling Prison with the Kraken Impact combo, or Kaidia and Vital with the Magneto Ultimate and the Ensong Inferno coming in tandem with each other.
Yeah, a lot of last-minute swaps for Pirates, but it does look like we finally got to look at what they're going to try to run here on offense. And yeah, like you said, going to look for that stun and Kraken Impact combo here. AAAd over onto the Adam Warlock. And you're right, they don't have access to that Loki, but one Karmic Revival may be the difference between a hold and a successful checkpoint capture for Pirates. So AAAd going to look to hold here, but Pirates almost halfway. The good sleep there onto Kaidia, but about halfway to that first checkpoint already.
Yeah, now Pirates just have to get their ultimates up as soon as possible, preferably before Winsger gets his Karmic Revival down. He's sitting at around 45%, and Pirates are slowly climbing up. They're about tied right now, but once Winsger is close to that ultimate, he's going to have to hide because Pirates are going to know at the back of their minds that this Karmic Revival could nullify any sort of wombo combo potential, and the sparks just fly for Alyssa. He's able to take down Aztec in the backline, and it shuts down the God of Mischief as well.
Yeah, absolutely vicious from Illicit all map long here on that Phoenix. Feels like a flame that you just cannot find a way to extinguish. Winsger will find a KO on the Atom as well. Return, holding that Kraken Impact, send back to spawn for now. Already going through a minute and 30 of Pirates time here, so a good opening look on the defense for AAAd. They hold a lot of the cards in this case here. They've got control of the cart and definitely in a great position for this next fight here. Pirates gonna round the corner here, dusted off, ready for another fight, but the question is, how do they find a way to break through this AAAd defense?
Yeah, it's going to be hard. Winsger now close to that Karmic Revival means that if Pirates do want to commit their ultimates, they have to do it quickly and somewhat efficiently. Return goes in with the Kraken Impact, does mark it down too, but with Illicit crashing down with the Ensong Inferno to try to dodge away from the Kraken Impact, here comes Kaidia with the Meteor, takes down Illicit. No Ensong Inferno available means that he's going to go down. Winsger even gonna get forced to get into the spawn room as well, so no Karmic Revival as well. No Smite comes in clutch with the double Meteor. Now Pirates with half gone, AAAd are able to clutch.
Yeah, close quarters dunk there from No Smite to turn the tides here, and a double KO for Tuba on the Enna as well. They're gonna run it all the way to spawn here, try to shut that door, shoulder up against it, and keep Pirates locked inside for another minute and 20 seconds. But what a turnaround for AAAd, and not to mention, they've got a Karmic Revival ready to go here, so even if things do go sideways for them here in the last stretch, they can get right back up and get back in the fight. So they have played through quite a bit here. Very impressive impressive stuff here on Museum of Contemplation, but Vital now gonna return fire. 1 KO for the Phoenix, and that is a board again there. Karmic Revival for Windsor, so AAAd maybe gonna look to get a little more aggressive here. Hoodie, though, finding one onto Tuba, will get up off of the Karmic Revival. 45 seconds left to go here, and Pirates finally rounding the corner here. They can see the door to checkpoint number 1, but can they find a way to get it open?
Quasit needs to get his ultimate quickly before Hoodie gets his down. Quasit might want to wait until Hoodie pops the ulti. It's going to be a bit of a mind games here. They're just both going to use it at the exact same time. Fun looks to go in with the Strangling Prison. It catches up 3, but there isn't enough damage to finish off any of them. And with 25 seconds left, Return now respawning. And with Kaidia getting dangerous as well, forces out the Loki Greens from Aztec. And AAAd, with the space provided by that Silent Seduction, means that they're able to go into close quarters combat. Illicit now threatening with the Eye of Agamotto, but a great force physics to shove him away. And now AAAd, they lose out on Windsor, but he does have the Cocoon. So 3 seconds left, we go into overtime. Pirates do have a chance to get the push down, but with so much more space left to cover, AAAd have the upper hand here.
Yeah, I mean, it is one fight away from AAAd closing this thing out and getting us to the map 4 here. They've got a little bit of an advantage overhead. No Smite going for the Meteor M yet again. Looks for a little bit of close quarters. Will drop it down here, but they'll heal right on through. Kaidia's got one as well. AAAd survive that onslaught as well here. One more all coming through the invisible boundary from Hoodie. Windsor on the move as well. Almost going to have Karmic Revival ready to go here as Return finds one on the Daredevil. But Windsor shut down just before the Karmic Revival, 97%, and they cannot find a way to get it off here before the KO comes through. Quasit's got invisible boundary for AAAd to try and hold off here, buy some time for Windsor to get back into this fight because it is still not over.
Oh my god, push and pull, a tug of war between both of these teams. AAAd, they want to at least tarnish the flawless record of Pirates. They're trying their damnness. Windsor still holding on to that Karmic Revival. Strangling Prison comes out. Does it catch anyone? Return going down with the Devil out available means that it's going to be bad news. Vital goes up to this guy, trying to do some extra damage. Windsor still holding on to that Karmic Revival. Doesn't want to use it just yet because AAAd are holding.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate on Illicit's Eye of Agamotto misses its mark here, but the KO feed flipping blue for Pirates. There's the Karmic Revival coming in from Windsor now. Team up and ready to go here, and plenty of KOs coming through. Pirates melting down here. Illicit a huge maelstrom of madness, and they will be the first to draw blood against the Pirates. AAAd take the map and take us to map 4 in this series.
And with that, no one will have a flawless run in Ignite in its entirety. What a map! What a hold! Coming in from AAAd, that overtime fight lasted so long. And AAAd, they were the last team to at the very least take a map off of Pirates, and they do it again. 16 maps in a row is where Pirates will have to settle with before their flawless perfect run is over. And AAAd, they get, that's gotta be a huge morale boost here, right? Getting a map off of Pirates that were looking so hot coming into playoffs, and now AAAd, they've got some life in them now.
Yeah, I mean, it has to feel very, rejuvenating, right? To take a map off of the team that so far no one has found a way to stop them, but it is AAAd again. The last team to take a map off Pirates will take yet another one, and plenty of echoes of that rematch from the MRC Grand Finals as Pirates took the first 2 maps in that series. AAAd took map number 3, so we are looking at a very similar rundown here. Of course, not out of the woods yet, but AAAd showing that yes, indeed, these Pirates can bleed.
They will bleed for just a little bit. We'll see if AAAd are able to pull off the reverse sweep. They still got 2 more map wins to take care of, but I mean, this is already step 1 of 3, right? For AAAd, they won 1 map. They were able to shut down the perfect run from Pirates here in Ignite preseason, and with the map pool being reset, now the ball goes into Pirates' court for the first time in preseason. What map do they want to go for? Domination, Convoy, Convergence, they're all available, so they're gonna need some time to figure that out. So we're gonna give them a break, give us a break for a little bit. So we'll be back in what Pirates decide to go for.
Well, the undefeated streak is over. Pirates finally taking a map loss here in the Ignite preseason at the hands of the team who last took a map off of them, AAAd. And what a museum of contemplation. I mean, I can't believe how insanely back and forth that was, but ultimately AAAd full hold there, stop them before checkpoint 1. What a run.
Yeah, I mean, AAAd, they get the full push down on the museum, and then they full hold. What is arguably the current best team in Asia is wild. I don't think anyone was expecting that kind of result. And now we head into map number 4. So this is pretty much uncharted territory here in Asia playoffs, at least for 2026. So just give you a little bit of a rundown of what goes down after we exhaust all 3 game modes in those first 3 maps. Now it's reset. Pirates. They have a whole catalog of options. They can go for a domination map, they can go for a convoy, they can go for a convergence. The only condition is you can't play that same map twice. So no museum, no celestial, or no, it was Hell's Heaven. No Hell's Heaven, sorry. No museum, and no, I'm like blanking out. What was that third map? Either way, you can't play the same map twice. So apart from that condition, Pirates can play whatever the heck they want. I took a look and see what Pirates decided to pick the last time around. They picked Museum of Contemplation, but that was back in MRC Season 6, so that map condition is like a little bit different from here in Ignite, but it looks like Pirates do opt to go for Krakoa. And Krakoa is a pretty dive favored map with all those portals coming around, so I wouldn't be surprised if Pirates do try to switch it up a little bit and go for a more of that dive composition that consists more of that Venom, a little bit more of that Daredevil on the side of return. So we'll see what Pirates decide to cook up here. And AAAd, can they keep that momentum going?
Yeah, that is the all-important question. You know, obviously getting over the hill of taking one map from Pirates is a big achievement here, a big accomplishment for them. But, you know, I almost would argue maybe this map might be the most dire for AAAd. We know Pirates, a team so dominant on domination. I'm not shocked at all to see them go for that right away. They want to try to put the last nail in the coffin here, especially knowing now there is a team out there that can indeed land a blow on them here. So they do not want to risk anything. Krakoa, I think, is a solid choice. They've got a lot of players very comfortable on, like you said, those dive characters that work so well on this map. So, you know, I think maybe even harder than a map 5, this one might be the true test for AAAd.
Yeah, that's going to be the big question mark, right? AAAd, they've taken one map out of Pirates before. They do it again now. But can they do one more map? Can they one-up themselves? Can they take double the maps that they've taken in the last series? Given, I mean, the last time they played each other where AAAd took a map was back in MRC Season 6 Grand Finals, which was a best of 7. But now here in the best of 5, AAAd do have a chance to make a comeback happen. But for now, again, they're only a third of the way done, so they got a long way to go. And what better way than to do it here in the band draft? Because we've seen them cook in the band draft. Because keep in mind, in that Museum of Contemplation, it was the one-sided Doctor Strange that won them the game.
Yeah, I mean, absolute game changer, and maybe the last thing we expected to see at the end of that draft. It was truly one of the saving graces for them. Pretty similar looks if you've seen the last couple maps here. Mantis for both sides of the board here. No Elsa and no Gambit on the table. This is probably what you're going to be seeing a lot of, these first 3 on both sides of the board here. Daredevil ban hovered from AAAd, though. I do like that because, like you said, DD works pretty well on here, and Pirates have got a nasty Daredevil on the table. They will take it out. Oh, yeah. Invis taken away by Pirates. AAAd, no boundaries for them here.
Yeah, but taking away the Daredevil means that Pirates do have a chance to secure the Loki, and they've done it before. And I'm sure they're going to do it again, get themselves access to the Vibrant Vitality team-up, because getting damage amp on the Loki regen domain, and also making it really, really big, because I feel like not a lot of people realize that if you do have the Mantis Loki team up, Loki's regen domain is literally like, what, half the map? It's insanely big, and that also gives damage amp too. So if you're standing inside of it, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. And we'll see what AAAd decide to do in response to that. Do they go for the one-sided Doctor Strange again? They did it before. It won them the game. Oh my god, they're doing it again. No shot. Okay, AAAd. So you're going to stop Kaidia from using his own Doctor Strange ultimate inside of Spawn. So props to you, AAAd, for doing that. And now Pirates. They've been in this spot before. I'm sure they want to try to facilitate dives. They're just going to try to find something that doesn't really favor them in terms of anti-dive. Pirates would want to take something away in terms of what resource that AAAd could rely on towards that anti-dive potential. And that Loki ban is probably the best option there.
I definitely agree. I was kind of thinking maybe they need to just ban out Loki and take it one-sided. So yeah, the regen domains, the big boost there, going to be huge for Pirates here on Krakoa. But I like the looks here from AAAd. They saw that Doctor Strange one side was so influential for them on Museum of Contemplation. They are going to try to roll it here. I see Fun right out of the draft screen hovering over the Venom. Probably no shock there that they are going to run it on this map in particular. But yeah, definitely not what I expected, especially if you watch those first couple maps from Pirates. Did not expect to see map number 4 here, but AAAd coming off a heater of a Museum of Contemplation. Now the biggest hurdle in their way, domination. Definitely the domain of Pirates. So difficult to take capture points off of them. If you watched Hell's Heaven for map number 1, you saw that in action. Pirates so tough to wrest these things away from. So it is going to be an uphill battle here for AAAd, but they get quite a bit out of the draft phase size here, a little bit of an advantage. So curious to see how they take it to Pirates here on map 4.
I mean, teams in the professional level really love their domination maps. If domination is available, they will for sure take it. AAAd, they do the same move back in the first time they played on a domination map. They're going to use the portal immediately, get access to the site, create as much space as they can on the mission area, while Pirates, they're going to have to take a different approach. They're going to try to spread out and then go for that pincer move to try to clamp down onto AAAd, but with no Smite running the hole, we haven't seen that too often. I don't think we've seen it ever, if I remember correctly. But so far, AAAd, they've got the space, but Pirates are now closing in with that pincer move.
Yeah, and already looking to take No Smite down, back down to puny banner size here. He will go down, so a little bit of trouble here for AAAd as they try to assert their dominance here. Pirates, though, will make the first capture here, and already on the move for them. So not a bad look to start things off. We are going to take a brief technical pause here for just a second, but a solid opening start for Pirates. They take the portal in stride. Already a couple of KOs on the board, and maybe a Doctor Strange KO coming in for him too.
I mean, I'm looking at the freeze frame right now, right? The Pirates do get control of that mission area, and they're already climbing in terms of percentage. AAAd surely are going to get staggered out here, so I'll have to see how Pirates decide to go for it this time around. It does seem like Vital is rocking the Star-Lord now, so that damage amplification from the Mantis and the Ultron are going to go towards that Star-Lord, so that's going to be one heavy-hitting Galactic Legend if it ever comes online and ready to go. But for now, AAAd are looking to be in that back foot yet again. And you said it earlier, right? We saw this back in Hell's Heaven, back in map number 1. Pirates, they come in swinging, and they just go all gas, no brakes. AAAd, back in map 1 as well, they did have some signs of life, so we'll see if they try to pull something off here, or do Pirates just run away with this map?
Yeah, I mean, now that they're in control, they've got a body advantage here, potentially 3 bodies up. We're definitely going to be looking for them to potentially, they've got the capture point already. The next thing I would expect for them, what we've seen on Dom from them before, is to just run it down, push them towards the spawn here, and as far away from the point as they can get. But AAAd come out the pause, and they clap back there. They get a couple of KOs here, but Vital will find a double on the Star-Lord here. And yeah, we saw this on Hell's Heaven as well. They kind of have this funnel setup where they're going to put a lot of damage amplification into their one duelist and rely on them to basically sweep the board every single time.
Yeah, and Pirates, they do get the fight win. AAAd, thankfully, they do get exit trades, like you said, so they can't go for anything aggressive. So they have to wait for the team to regroup, and AAAd are able to get control of their own side of the map before they invade the neutral area of Pirates, who are swarming around the mission area. As Tuba and No Smite are looking for opportunities, Pirates are looking for opportunities of their own right now.
Yeah, Banhammer to try and find one of those opportunities here. Vital already has the Galactic Legend ready to go here, so look out above here for AAAd as they are still trying to find a way into the fight here on this first capture point here. Rocco's got the Mantis all ready to go here. Soul Resurgence on the board. They are going to try to move in here. Fun on the Venom. Got that Symbiotic Resilience cooking here. Overhead Rage of Ultron coming in from return. We'll find one. No Smite sent all the way back again. Hulk taken down, make that a double KO for the Ultron here as he'll find Rocco as well. Windsor finds one of their own on the Ultron, and now ults from both sides of the board. Aztec copying out the Soul Resurgence. Agamotto goes big for Tuba. We'll find 3 stunts, but Pirates get right back up. Overhead in-song Inferno from Illicit goes up and then back down. No KOs, no damage from that one as overhead return, finding one on the Encephalo right here. Pirates in control and already on overtime here. It's 0-99, and AAAd, the lights are going out there wondering what happened here. Tuba goes over to the Strange. I don't think he can get the portal down in time, and it is going to be a 0-100 on point 1 for Pirates.
Pirates just play too fast. AAAd don't have a chance to get the portal up because Pirates were just able to control this mission area and just kept it to themselves the entire time. It's a complete shutout against AAAd, so Pirates, they get the 100-0. And with AAAd now in the back foot, this is looking even worse than map number 1 right now. AAAd need to think of something to adjust, and they need to think of it fast, because right now Pirates, with Vital on the Star-Lord, getting supercharged by the Mantis and the Ultron. AAAd need to find something here. They're going to try to mirror it here. Looks like Illicit's thinking about going for the Star-Lord to try to match what Vital is doing. And it's looking to be an almost mirror matchup. It's only the only difference is going to be Aztec and Quasit, right? Quasit going to be on the Luda Snow, put the Snowflake onto the Star-Lord of Illicit to make sure he's able to get as much potential as possible. Whereas Pirates, they will put their resources into Vital, but at the very least, there's gonna be counter options with Kaidia on Vanpool, so he's gonna be a little bit flexible with his ultimate usage.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a couple of very fully kitted Star-Lords here. Lots of focus on them as they go overhead for that battle, but we are ready. Checkpoint number 2 about to be unlocked here, and already Pirates taking it to him there. Fun getting up in the mix on that Venom, and will walk away mostly unscathed here. AAAd now standing on the precipice of the end of this series here. Life bars blinking red, and they got to find a way to get a capture point here. Ult's gonna come out, and it'll be no smite on that Venom. Feast to the Abyss, and he is feasting there on Vital. One Star-Lord taken down here. Hoodie, though, gonna return fire right away. Pirates make it a 1-for-1.
Yeah, 1-for-1 overall, but AAAd started charging up the mission area, but they're not able to claim it just yet. Aztec is backstabbed by No Spite, so with a little bit more momentum, one team will get the upper hand over the other, but with Vital getting a random frag onto Illicit, I don't think he was even aiming at him at all, but I mean, a KO is a KO, and a win is a win here. As Pirates get that momentum going, Rocco does counteract the Rage of Ultron with the Soul Resurgence, so AAAd, they lose out on Pirates getting the cap down, but AAAd, they surely think this fight is winnable here.
I think so. They're definitely looking to try and stay in it as Pirates, again, they make that first capture already on the move here, and they settle right back in to what feels like their comfort game mode here. Domination been so successful for them every single time, and now looking to make another notch in the belt here. Vital's got the Galactic Legend ready to go here and gonna let it fly here. Playlist popping as Vital goes in for some KOs here, but the dance floor ready to go for AAAd. Quasit's got that Fate of Both Worlds ready to go, and Illicit goes overhead. Pirates take cover for now, and Vital pick up one onto Rocco in the midst of all that. Tuba goes for the Eye of Agamotto. They do find fun on that one, but they cannot convert it here as Pirates will take the KOs here. I have no idea how they turned that one.
I mean, they just had to bunker down into the small rooms, get out of the line of sight from that Galactic Legend on the side of AAAd, and they were able to counteract it perfectly. Illicit even had the damage boost coming in from Quasit with the Fate of Both Worlds to try to wipe out Pirates from the mission area, but Pirates were just able to perfectly play it out, get out of sight from Illicit, and they were able to get in the final hits down. Vital coming up huge with a triple there, and now Pirates are just going to keep this momentum going. AAAd need to find something because we're crossing into final fight territory.
Yeah, very quickly approaching the point where Pirates will lock this thing up here. Banhammer comes out from Kaidia to start things off so low there on the Deadpool, but will manage to stay standing here as AAAd keep knocking on the door, but no one is there to answer it. Aztec, God of Mischief, copying that Soul Resurgence yet again, trying to give Pirates one last umbrella to finish this thing off. 95% and still on the move here. Banhammer for Tuba. Rocco's got the Soul Resurgence as well here. AAAd trying to find a way through, but they are down one member. They're missing Winsker on the White Fox here. Vital, one more Galactic Legend to make this game end here. Return going overhead for the Rage of Ultron. One by one, AAAd falls, and that is all she wrote. Pirates come back on map number 4. They grab both capture points, and they win the series.
And that's guaranteed top 4 for Pirates. We saw them cook in the group stage, and they're looking to cook even harder in the playoffs. Albeit a little bit of a hiccup losing out on the Museum of Contemplation in the hands of AAAd. So that flawless run is dead. So still, One Piece looking dominant as ever apart from the Museum. And they will secure top 4. And now they await who are they going to play against, because they're going to be playing the winner of the next best of 5 matchup that we are going to cover very, very shortly.
Yeah, definitely good looks for AAAd throughout this series. Cannot overlook what they accomplished here. Again, proving that Pirates can be beaten, but this Pirate squad, they bounce back so quickly, even in the face of a defeat, even in the face of a full hold on Museum. They're back on map 3. They pick right back up where they left off. They go to Domination, and they show why they are one of the best teams in this region on Domination. No matter what map it is, it feels like they are untouchable here, and they just wrap things up a nice little bow on top. And though their map score now is tarnished, their record overall still undefeated overall in series wins here in the preseason. So what a run for Pirates here. They take another one, and who can stop these guys?
I mean, yep, you said it right. Pirates still are technically undefeated. They're not perfect, but they are undefeated. Now I believe their match record is 8-0. And in terms of historic matchups against AAAd, they are now 4-0. So unfortunately, fourth time was not the charm for AAAd. So, I mean, AAAd do get sent down to the lower bracket, and they still have a chance to make a deep run in playoffs. They are one of those teams that we have been looking at, and they've definitely exceeded our expectations.
Yeah, I mean, they've 100% put themselves on the map here in the preseason, so definitely not prepared to write them off at all because, yeah, lower bracket run potential is huge for them. You know, a lot of teams that are headed down there, they have beaten in the group stage already, and some of them beaten fairly handily, so there is a lot of potential for them to come back. Maybe Pirates have not seen the last of AAAd, of course. Like you said, Dan, this is their 4th time crossing paths here, but I imagine, you know, even in just the preseason here, that may not be the last time they'll see each other. But again, a solid performance here from Pirates. Yet again, like we said, maybe they're made to bleed just a little bit here, but the ship continues to sail here through mostly blue waters.
I mean, AAAd do show that Pirates can be beaten, and if you're able to cook hard enough in the band draft, maybe you get yourself an upper hand, because they did that in the museum. But unfortunately, the same strat did not work out twice. AAAd went for the one-sided Doctor Strange commitment, but unfortunately, it just did not turn out the way they wanted it to. But I gotta give props to both these teams, right? I mean, Pirates, of course, being the current best team in Asia right now, moving on to a guaranteed top 4 finish in preseason means a lot, especially with this team banding together, coming from a bunch of different big teams like Gen G, Reject. Some of these players have played in those big orgs, and now they're banding together to form an MRC team. They go through the ringer of MRC Season 6, and they get the direct invitation here in Ignite, and they are showing that this team is not just happy to be here. They want to win the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I mean, this crop of MRC qualifier teams here in the Asia region has some teeth to them for sure. So many of them, a lot of success up against partner teams, guest teams. They will take on everyone, and they will come out the other side either unscathed or a very solid win for them. So, you know, a lot of good looks coming out of this class of MRC graduates. I mean, cannot give them enough flowers. And, you know, Pirates being one of them, you know, the champions of that Season 6 MRC, and now here tearing a path of destruction through everyone in their path in the preseason. You know, no matter who it is, Reject, Zero Tenacity, AAAd, for the 4th time now, they will fight anyone, and they will take those wins very happily. So, you know, amazing looks for them, and definitely on trajectory to take the whole thing home. But, you know, there are some other threats still floating out there somewhere that may have some tricks left up their sleeve for Pirates. But, you know, as always, cannot wait to see their next matchup.
I mean, the biggest threats, I feel like, is either Zero Tenacity or Reject. Those two teams are going to be playing each other for the final Best of 5 series of the night, as we do get word that we will get Vital for the interview very, very soon. So we'll see what Vital has to say about this team, because my goodness, Pirates, they can do it all. They can dive, they can brawl, they can probably poke if they're given the opportunity to, but right now, Pirates literally can do no wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Vital living up to their namesake, of course, a big game changer here in this matchup. Name appearing in the KO feed so many times, lots of stats, plenty of medals their way on every single leaderboard. So definitely a good shout to bring them in here just to, you know, get a little bit of behind what's going on behind the scenes with this Pirates team. And, you know, of course, still firmly at the top here in the Asia region, you know, kind of wondering, is there some kind of organization out there looking for a way in to the Asia region? Because this is a team that has advertised themselves so well. If you want a ticket to the top here in the Asia region, you go with the Pirates.
I mean, it's a combination of so many great individual players. Vital coming from Crazy Raccoon, he's been pretty insane when he was on that roster. Aztec coming in from a different title and looking really, really solid on the Loki, the Jeff, and even the White Fox that he's whipped out at times. Hoodie even coming from Gen G, and he's looked so well on that roster. There's a lot of really, really good players coming together to form this Pirates team. They have the mechanics, and now they show that, yeah, we have game plans. We got a strat book to work with, and if you're able to use the strat book and then rely on the mechanics just in case things go a tiny bit wrong, Pirates just have everything at their disposal. And I just can't wait to see what Vital has to say about his team, because my goodness, we didn't think. I had a few questions after seeing that whole roster shenanigans going on back in MRC Season 6. I wasn't sure if Return and Hoodie were gonna be a great fit into this team, but again, like I've said it earlier before we headed into the Best of 5, they're looking really, really solid. It's like they never left.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of it is that chemistry that they have together, and it's so interesting, you know, like you said, kind of some last-minute changes and trying to rearrange the team and get them ready for this preseason run here, but it feels like a very well-oiled machine. You know, they are doing things that you cannot do with a fresh team and a team that's just been put together, learning to play together, learning to communicate in a way that everyone understands. I mean, that kind of chemistry is so important at this level of play, and it's something that you just have to develop over time, you know, putting time in on the battlefield, putting in hours, and they show that they are able to bring this thing together. You know, so many different puzzle pieces from former rosters all coming together here to make what is really feeling like the assembling of a super team. And yeah, I mean, you know, if you look at any role, any player on this Pirate squad, they are doing their job, and they are doing it to maximum efficiency. It feels like, you know, they find value in so many situations where a lot of players would simply let it slip through their fingers or wouldn't be able to figure out how to pull that value out of the jaws of nothing, really. You know, I think you even said it once or twice, Dan, you know, they find a way to make something out of nothing, and that kind of has led them to, you know, this 8-0 so far overall in series here in the preseason.
Yeah, as we try to buy a little bit more time, right? Try to make something out of, you know, right now we got nothing to work with, but for now we're still waiting on Vital to come in for an interview, so we'll have that ready for you in a few moments time, hopefully. But yeah, that has been a really fun matchup. But you know what else is fun? We got Marvel Rivals Ignite OCE happening on the other channel. We gotta shout them out. You got Metzi and Liger cooking on the mics over there on the Twitch channel of Marvel Rivals OCE. But we did get word that we have Vital ready now. And I think we got Vital on the phone. Hello, Vital. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Eventually.
Good.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
hey,
hello,
Vital.
hello, guys.
Hi. Hey, doing good.
Hey.
How would you
yeah.
evaluate your individual performance in this match?
It wasn't bad, but there were a lot of things I wish I could have done better.
Yeah, I mean, you did good, but if you think you can do better, I'm excited to see that. But I gotta ask you this next question: who do you think
Okay.
was the standout player, your MVP in your win today?
Oh, everyone did their part. Everyone's so good. We are a team.
Yeah, I think so too. Everyone did their part. Nice, yeah. You know, in the last game on Krakoa, map 4, everyone felt like they worked together very well. Everyone, duelist, strategist, vanguard. How did you communicate during that last map?
Oh, sorry, I don't know. I don't know. So, sorry. My English is so bad.
No problem.
Sorry.
Was there something you did in terms of like talking to your team, like in terms of like, hey, we want to do this kind of play? How were you able to like talk to the team and make those kinds of plays like work for your team? Like, how were you able to win those team fights? Not sure if that was. Sorry about that.
Sorry guys, sorry.
Hey, no worries. We just want to see if you're. I don't know how to put it. But I think we could
Yeah.
wrap things up here. Thank you so much, Vital, for the interview. We are excited
thank
to
you.
see
I'm
how you guys are gonna do.
sorry.
No, it's all good.
No problem.
Thank you so much for coming in. Celebrate with your team. Thank you so much for coming on here to talk to us.
Thank you. See ya.
Thanks,
guys.
bye.
Sometimes it's difficult, but you know, we got to do our best, right? We got a little bit of insight on how Pirates decided to facilitate. I mean, Vital did say that his performance wasn't the best, but I don't know about you, but me personally, I think they did really, really good. So.
I mean, he had a
see.
lot of tough duels with Illicit, right? Lots of showdowns between those two, and, you know, pretty even score between them. So, I mean, you know, definitely a tough matchup. But, you know, I think we're on the same page as them. You know, everybody kind of doing their work, you know, firing on all cylinders across all roles. You know, everyone kind of deadly precision, deadly execution, whether it's the back line of the strategist, whether it's the vanguards leading the charge, or, of course, the duelists. So, you know, I like to hear that they kind of think the same as us, too. You know, that tells me at least we're picking up something. We're picking up similar notes.
Yeah, I mean, they got the communication down. They've even got the mechanics down as well. But like, huge props to Pirates as a whole, right? They've shown that they are here to play. They've shown that they want to get a deep run. They've shown that they want to win the whole damn thing. And now, as we wrap up that MRC Season 6 rematch, we gotta head over to our final best of 5 of the night. Zero Tenacity up against Reject, because that team, this two teams actually, are looking to, at the very least, get some sort of deep run. Zero Tenacity, they've done solid. They were able to get the first round by finishing second place in the group, whereas Reject are looking to get a little bit of a resurgence, you could say.
Yeah, it's been kind of a comeback story for Reject here. You know, a surprising week 1, a few defeats we didn't expect to see from them, and now feels like trying to turn things around here. They did a lot better week 2 of the group stage, but that is the question that they will have to answer up next. Does that return of Reject continue, or does Zero Tenacity take it and keep the upper bracket run alive? We will find out on the other side of a very short break. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this last match of the night.